Recording in
Good afternoon. Good afternoon, all. Are you able to hear my voice? Just tell me. Reply with is the screen visible and am I audible? Is the screen visible and the voice is audible? Mark your attendance. Mark your attendance using 3 parameters. Okay. So once again, good afternoon, all. This is the video lecture on design and analysis of algorithms. So we are currently discussing with module 2, divide and conquer strategy, and the topic is quicksort algorithm. So I've already explained the quicksort algorithm, but before you go with the analysis part, so you go through the revise the same concept, that is quicksort. So what is the sort? Sort means we are arranging the elements in ascending order. So that one we call it as sorting. So in that we have seen so many sorting techniques. So we have gone with a merge sort technique, and now we are discussing with quick sort technique. So what the quick sort will do? So I will tell you the concept clear. So then you can go with calculating the time complexity. Okay, so time complexity is nothing but efficiency of the algorithm. Okay, so under quicksort, so it divides the array. So as you all know, we are discussing in divide and conquer strategy. So it divides the array according to the value of some pivot element A of S. So it is going to divide the array according to the value of some pivot element A of S. Okay, so when you go with a divide, so if n is equal to 1, that means there is only one element and already it is sorted. So if n is equal to 1, there is no purpose of dividing. So in order to divide, you should have minimum how many elements? So in order to divide, you should have how many elements? Can anybody can tell? In order to divide, you need how many elements? Yes. In order, if you are going for a divide operation, you need how many elements? So can you divide if there is only one element? Yes. We cannot divide only one element. So that is, if there is only one element, there is no concept of divide. If you want to divide, there should be two numbers. One is numerator, the other one is denominator. If there is only numerator, nothing in denominator, you can't divide. So that is the case. If there is n is equal to 1, that means only one element is there, terminate. Every one element list is already sorted. If there is only one element means there is no meaning of sorting. Okay. So if n is greater than 1, okay. So that means if there is more than number of elements is more than 1, that is 2, 3, 4, 5 like that. So partition the elements into 2 based on pivot element. Okay. So here you see this is the pivot element structure we have taken. So here the pivot element is A of S. So left side elements, what are all the things you are having, that should be less than A of S. Okay. So all the elements should be less than A of S. For example, you can take it as 10. Okay. So this on left hand side, you should have all the elements less than 10. Like you can take it as 3, 2, 1 also. 3, 2, 1. All these elements are less than 10 only. There is no means that first element should be lesser than second element. That is not the concept. So whatever the elements you have on left side, randomly you can take 3, 2, 1. So 3 to 1 are less than 10. Okay. So this 3 to 1 are to be sorted. So similarly come for the rightmost end, all the elements should be greater than A of S. What is A of S? A of S is 10. So if A of S is 10, all the elements should be greater than 10. Like you can take it as 20, 15 or 11. 20, 15, 11. You can take any value, but they can be or cannot be in sorted manner. Okay. So whatever the elements you have, that should be greater than pivot element. What is the pivot element here? Pivot element is A of S is the pivot element. Okay. So for that we have taken go for the algorithm. So under the algorithm, left sort the array from left to right. So you are going to have a sort from left. Leftmost element is A of 0. Rightmost element is A of n. So you can take it 0 to n. I have already told you in merge sort also. So now n minus 1, if you want, you can take, or you can go with 0 to n also. Okay. So where will be the left pointer? L is the index value. Left indices. So it will be at 0. Where will be the right indices? It will be at the last element. Okay, so you are starting from left up to s minus 1 and again s plus 1 up to r. Okay, so that we shall see. If left is less than right, partition a of L to R. Okay, so you have to partition A of L to R. Starting from first up to last, you have to partition. So while partitioning, you see pivot element can be any element. Okay, so what is the pivot element? Middle element, it is A of S for now. Okay, so left will start at 0, left to S minus 1, that is L to S minus 1 and up to S plus 1 to R. So the what is R? It is N. What is L? It is 0. So 0 to S minus 1, you take it as L to S minus 1 and S plus 1 to N minus 1, you take it as S plus 1 to R. Okay. So what is the value of L and R? Can anybody can tell? What is the values of L and R? Yes, tell me here. So what are the values we have for L and R? L is equal to what? So L and R are left and right indices. Left and right indices L and R. So L of R sorted in non-decreasing order. Non-decreasing means increasing order. So if L is less than R, what are the values of L and R? Anybody reply in the chat box? Values of L and R. L is equal to 0. R is equal to S plus 1. Sorry. Just you go with this two algorithms. L to S minus 1. Okay. So L is at 0 up to S minus 1. Okay. And here you see S plus 1 to R. So here it is S plus 1. So what is R? What is R value? Just seeing this, you can tell. So L to S minus 1. S minus 1 is there. L. What is L? It is 0. So L is equal to 0 and up to S minus 1. So what is R? Where is R? R is here. So S plus 1 to R. So S plus 1 as it is. What is R value? R is equal to N or N minus 1. You can take it anything. Okay. So how do we partition? There are several different strategies for selecting pivot and partitioning. We use Hoare algorithm. So what is a Hoare algorithm will tell? Select the sub-array first element, that is A of L. What is the first element? What is the L value? L value is 0. So L value is 0. So pivot element is A of L. What is the initial A of L? So A of L is first element. A of 0, A of L, both are same. So pivot element is equal to first element. Sub arrays first element you have to take. For this, this is entire array, subarray, subarray 1, subarray 2. So subarray 1, it is A of L. For subarray 2, it is S plus 1. Okay. So now scan the subarray from both the ends, comparing the subarray elements to pivot. Okay. So how do we partition? So we are giving the so many elements are there, 40, 27, 10, 30, 100 like this. Okay. So come, how do we partition? So this is the very case what we have seen. So what is the pivot element? Whether pivot is pointing to L or R. Which is the pivot element? Yes, you have to tell me which is P. P is the pivot element. So which one it is? Pivot element is first element of the subarray. Keep in your mind, you have divided an array into two. Okay, left subarray, right subarray. So in each subarray, first element will be the pivot element. So when you go for this thing, so when you go for this thing, you can easily tell that. So this is left subarray, this is right subarray. Left subarray pivot element is A of L, that is A of 0. So here also you can take A of S plus 1 as the pivot element. Okay, so that one we shall see. Pivot is equal to A of L. So you have two, one is left, the other one is right. So right, left will start with I. So L will represented by I, and second subarray, right is starting at where? So you can tell right is starting at where? It is S plus 1. So right is starting at S plus 1. That's why we take it as R plus 1. Okay, so J is at R plus 1. Okay, so where is I and J? I is at left subarray first element. Where is J? Right subarray first element. Okay. So if A of I is greater than P, so A of I means left subarray. Left subarray should be always less than pivot element. But if A of I, that is left subarray elements are greater than pivot and right subarray elements are less than pivot, so what you have to do? Swap A of I and A of J. So this is the case. So you understand carefully. Left subarray is pointed by I. Right subarray is pointed by J. Left subarray element should be less than pivot. Right subarray will be always greater than pivot. But in order to swap both the elements, you have to go with pivot element is greater than left subarray element. So left subarray elements is A of I. So if A of I is greater than pivot element, so swap. If A of J, that is right subarray element, or less than pivot, what is the case for right subarray? Right subarray should be greater than pivot. So if it is less than pivot, you go with a swap of A of I and A of J and repeat until I is greater than or equal to J. Okay. So once you finish with the left subarray and right subarray, so you come swapping all the elements. So swap A of I comma A of J, swap A of L comma A of J. So this is the condition. So when you swap the left subarray, if left subarray elements are greater than pivot element and right subarray elements are less than pivot element, you swap A of I and A of J. So that is the quicksort algorithm. Okay. So now you come for the analysis part. So till now we have gone with a algorithm in the last class only. So now you have to go with analysis. So analysis means what is the basic operation and find best case, worst case, average case. Okay. So basic operation is key comparison. Compare pivot element with the left subarray elements. Compare pivot element with right subarray elements. So how many comparisons you are doing? What is the basic operation? It is key comparison. So come for the best case. Okay. So when you tell it as a best case, all splits happen in middle of the subarray. So here you can see. So if it is of even length, so all the split happen in middle of the subarray. So we go with a best case. Okay. So best case, you take it as you have the array n. So array n is divided into half. So here array n is divided into of. Array n is divided into of. So here each array is divided into of. So this is that. So we take it as n by 2. So what is n by 2? It is 2c because you are dividing an array into how many? 2 subarrays. So that's why we take it as 2c n by 2. Okay. So 2c n by 2 plus n for n greater than 1. So 2c n by 2 plus. So now you substitute a t n by b. A is equal to 2, b is equal to 2, and f of n is n. So c of best of 1 is equal to 0. That means if there is only one element, so there will be zero comparisons. So when you solve this using master theorem, so master theorem, you know, a value is 2, b value is 2. So what is the d value? D value is equal to 1. So you get a is equal to b power d. So a is equal to b power d, you get it as n log n. So when you substitute, you will be getting it as best case is n log n to base 2. Okay. So come for the worst case. So when you go with the worst case, this happens if the input is already sorted. So what is the worst case? So worst case, it will go on dividing and sorting. So, but only when if the input is already sorted. In worst case, the partitioning always divide the size n into 3 parts. The length 1 part, pivot itself, length 0 part, and length n minus 1 part containing everything else. Okay. So first you divide a partition for the worst case. First you take the pivot element. Next you take the 0th element, 0 part and n minus 1 part. So length 1 you take it as pivot. So if 1 is the pivot, so 0, so left part should be less than 1. So 1 is the pivot element. So you can take it as 1. 1 is the pivot element. So if 1 is the pivot element, so leftmost part should be less than 1. So what are the values less than 1? You consider it as 0 part. This is left subarray. So come for the right subarray. So right subarray should be greater than 1. So that's why you take it as length n minus 1 part. Entire thing minus 1 part containing everything else. Okay. So recurring on length n minus 1 part require the depth to n minus 1. So come for the worst case complexity. So first you see this is the worst case. First element is the pivot. So keep on dividing. Second element is the pivot, keep on dividing. Third element pivot, keep on dividing like that. Okay. So this is the worst case. So what is the worst case? All the elements in sorted out, so already sorted. So if it is already sorted, what is the worst case you have? That we shall see here. If A is ranging from 0 to n minus 1 is increasing array, and we use A of 0 as the pivot element, left to right scan will stop on, left to right will stop on A of 1, while right to left will go away to reach A of 0. Okay. So left to right scan will stop at second element. Left in the right move ಆಗ್ತಿದ್ರೆ ಯಾವಾಗ ಸ್ಟಾಪ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ? First and second element. First element is A of 0, that is pivot element, and it will stop at A of 1 only. It will not go for the A of 2 because pivot element kinta A of 1 it's already lesser. Okay. So if it is lesser means it is already sorted. So while right to left scan will go to A of 0, from where it will start at A of n minus 1 and it will reach A of 0, indicating the split at position 0. So totally how many you are getting? For right to left, you are starting from last to first. So it is n. Okay. So from left to right, it will stop on A of 1. So that is comparing A of 0 with A of 1. So that is n plus 1 comparisons. Okay, so n plus 1 plus n up to you will be getting 3. What is this 3? Can anybody can tell what is this 3? So that 3 is this one. So left one part, 1, 0 part, this one, 1, 0 part, 1, n minus 1 part 1. So first 1, 2, 3. That is the 3 parts what we have taken. So that 3 parts we are going to tell it as this 3. Okay. So n plus 1 plus n dot 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 3. That can be taken as n plus 1 into n plus 2 by 2 minus 3. So what is the order you are getting? It is theta of n into n square plus 2n plus 1n plus 2. So what is the order you get? It is n square. So total comparisons is n square. So now you come for the average case. So what is the average case? So average of n be the average number of key comparisons. So our n will be the average number of key comparisons made by quicksort on randomly ordered array of size n. So partition can happen in any position, yes. So what is yes? It can be less than 0 or it should be less than n minus 1. So how many comparisons? It will be n plus 1 comparison only. After the partition, left and right subarray will have yes and n minus 1 minus s elements. So left subarray will have only one element, that is pivot element, and last right subarray will end at n minus 1. So n minus 1 minus pivot element yes. Okay, so that is the next. So coming for average case time complexity. So S is ranging from first element up to n minus 1. So you are taking it as n plus 1 plus average of S, n minus 1 minus S. So average of 0 is 0. Average of 1 is also 0. So you can take it as, when you substitute, you take it as 2n ln of n. So that we take it as n log n to base 2. So 1.39 will be the worst case, that will be the constant. 1.39 will be the constant. So n log n to base 2. So this is the average case. So come for the advantages and disadvantages. Okay, advantages of this quicksort algorithm, we take it as good average case time complexity. So what is when you compare this one with a merge sort, we can take it, it has the good average case time complexity. So what are the cons? Cons means disadvantages. It is not stable. So this particular algorithm, so it is not stable. It requires a stack to store the parameters of the subarray that are yet to be sorted. So this is not stable and requires a stack to store the parameters of subarray that are yet to be sorted. So this is the advantages and these are the disadvantages. So finally, for the analysis part, so you have to go with, for the best case of the quicksort algorithm, it is n log n to base 2. So best case is n log n to base 2. Worst case. So coming for the worst case is theta of n square. So n log n is the best case. Worst case is theta of n square. So after that, now you come for the average case. So average case is 1.39 n log n to base 2. So that we take it as n log n to base 2 only. So this is the average best case, worst case, average case time complexity of the quicksort algorithm. Understood up to here? Understood the time complexity of quicksort? So this lecture will be up to analysis of quicksort. So if they ask you analysis of the quicksort, you have to tell best case, worst case, average case time complexity of the particular algorithm. So understood the time complexity of the quicksort up to here? Understood? Any doubts? Have you understood? Let's reply in the chat box if you have any doubt. Aishwarya, yes. Aishwarya, yes. Aishwarya, yes. Have you people understood? So this is the very, very important concept from exam point of view. So in both merge sort or quick sort, so you will get compulsory one question from this particular thing. Most of the time you will get divide and conquer or merge sort as combination. If not, one question complete from quick sort. So quick sort 2A, 3A, 3B, you will be getting compulsory quick sort question. Okay, so I hope you all got understood this particular concept. In tomorrow's class, we will go with the next type of algorithm, that is Strassen matrix multiplication. So that we shall see in the next upcoming classes. So for now, I hope you all got understood this particular class. So this video lecture will be uploaded in the YouTube channel. Kindly go through the video, kindly like, share, subscribe for the channel. Okay. So meeting you in the upcoming classes. So thank you all. So stay home, stay safe. So once again, thank you all.